Hey kids! Welcome to Asthma World, the insanely great guide to life with asthma. It's just for the cool kid with asthma. Oh yeah, parents, family, and friends can watch too if they like. Asthma is something you can deal with. You can have a normal life with asthma. Trust me, I know, because I have asthma too. But sure, asthma is a bummer. Say you're over at your friend's house and all of a sudden his cat jumps onto your lap and suddenly you can't breathe. Or maybe you're out playing basketball and you make an insanely great drive to the hoop and finish with an awesome reverse layup and your whole team is jazzed, but all of a sudden you can't breathe. Or maybe you need to take asthma medicine in the middle of math class at school and kids start making fun of you. It really stinks, doesn't it? After all, why should you get stuck with asthma? Asthma isn't fair. Asthma's for dweebs, right? But wait, you're no dweeb. I have asthma, I'm no dweeb. So we have asthma, so what? Get used to it. It doesn't have to slow you down. You can still do all the things other kids do. You just have to learn to take care of your asthma first. Look at me. I have asthma and it doesn't slow me down. I can do all the things that other people do. So let this be a lesson to you. Asthma doesn't have to slow you down. I take my asthma medicine before I exercise so I don't have any problems. You just have to learn to take care of your asthma. And that's what Asthma World is all about. We'll teach you what you, your family, and friends need to know to beat asthma.
What is asthma?
Welcome to Asthma News, the program devoted to reporting the latest in high-tech asthma research and development. Lots of people have asthma. Over 4 million people in the United States alone. The numbers keep going up. Chances are you already have at least one friend with asthma. So remember,
you're not alone.
First up on today's Asthma News, what is asthma? What's happening in your body? Let's find out with field correspondent Josh.
Asthma is a problem in your chest that makes it hard to breathe. Here's what the inside of your body looks like. Yikes, like we have skin to cover all this. Anyhow, these are your lungs. When you breathe, you pull air into your lungs. Your lungs are filled with tiny little tubes. These tubes send the oxygen in the air you breathe to the parts of your body that need it, because every part of your body needs the oxygen in air. And the little air tubes in your lungs are wide open. It's easy to breathe, like this. Oops, sorry about that. But when you have asthma problems, little tubes in your lungs get smaller, and they can't carry as much air. Then it's like trying to breathe through a little straw, like this. Not easy.
When you have asthma trouble, the muscles around the tubes in your lungs tighten, making the tubes narrow. Then the tubes get filled with mucus. Mucus is a thick substance which clogs the airways. Mucus is like...
You're watching Real People, Real Asthma.
It's life-threatening in a way, but if you follow what your doctor tells you, you take your medication, you do what you're supposed to do, you can do just about almost anything that you want to do. Edmund lives a very full life, believe me. Nothing stops him, nothing.
And it made all the difference in the world. I mean, asthma education was what allowed me to cope with this. If I hadn't gotten education, I would have been stressed out.
What are the warning signs?
Time now for Let's Talk Asthma with Asthma Guy.
The topic today on Let's Talk Asthma, warning signs of asthma problems. How do you know if your asthma is acting up? Jamal, you have asthma. How would you describe it?
Feels like your chest is really tight. Like no matter how hard I try to breathe, I just can't seem to get enough air.
Frightening, scary. But tell me, how are you doing?
I have my asthma under control, and I'm doing just fine, asthma guy.
Fabulous. What are your thoughts, Elena? How do you know if your asthma is acting up?
Sometimes I cough or sneeze a lot. And I get a watery eyes, runny nose, and a sore throat.
Makes me feel very tired. And lots of times it's hard to sleep when your asthma's acting up. Keeps waking you up.
Oh, wait. Just be careful when you get a cold. That can really cause asthma problems.
Does it always feel the same way when your asthma is acting up?
No. Sometimes it just feels kind of bad. It can be very hard to describe.
Education is very important because there are so many symptoms that can lead up to the initial asthma attack. And the more that you know, when a person is having the asthma attack, the quicker you can do something about them being able to breathe again. It's all kinds of things that can cause it. But with her, I started noticing like when the change of the weather, like being warm like it is now, and then when it turns like to start to rain, I noticed a change in her as far as with her breathing. And then also, like during the winter time, the heat in the house be dry and stuff, and I noticed that with her breathing too.
On today's episode of Asthma World Turns, Josh gets some medical news.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm afraid the main problem is your asthma.
Oh, no, not asthma. We thought it was just a cold.
A respiratory infection, like a cold, can make asthma worse. So, Josh, make sure that if you have a cold, you take extra care of your asthma.
Oh, brother.
Oh, Arthur, whatever shall we do?
Calm down, Mom.
I should never have played basketball with him last week. It rained that day. That's probably how he got his cold.
You don't have to pamper me, Dad.
It's all my fault. Hello?
Asthma is no one's fault. You can't help having it.
Really?
Really, asthma doesn't even have to slow Josh down. He can lead a perfectly normal, active life just like anyone else. Millions of people have asthma. May I speak to Josh, please?
Hello?
Josh, are they always like this?
They can be pretty dramatic. This is a soap opera after all.
Good point. Why don't you come see me later, Josh, and we'll talk some more about this asthma stuff. It's a serious disease, but I know you can handle it.
Yeah, one of my friends at school has asthma.
Did you know that several great professional basketball players in the NBA have asthma?
Yeah, I heard that.
See you, Josh.
See ya. Oh, brother.
What are your breath stealers?
We call the things that cause asthma problems breath stealers, because basically they steal your breath. You might hear some doctors or nurses calling these things triggers. Triggers and breath stealers mean the same thing. It's important to remember that everyone with asthma is different, unique, special. So all of us have different breath stealers. But several things are common breath stealers for lots of people. Here are a few. Hard exercise, like running hard or playing hard, can be a breath stealer. Dust can be a breath stealer. Some people with asthma have trouble if they find themselves in a place that's really dusty. Animals can be breath stealers. Dogs and cats are the most common ones, since a lot of people keep dogs and cats as pets. Flowers, grass, and trees can also be breath stealers. What is it about these things that make them breath stealers? Let's go now to Sujin in the field.
Thanks, Asthma Guy. Many plants and trees give off something called pollen. Pollen is like a tiny seed. It's too small to be seen by the naked eye, but pollen floats in the air, especially in the spring and summer. And if you breathe it into your lungs, it can cause serious asthma trouble for some people. Dogs, cats, and other animals shake tiny bits of skin and fur into the air. These tiny bits of skin and fur are called dander. Dander is also too small to see, but if you breathe it into your lungs, it can cause asthma trouble. See what I mean? Also, there's dust all around you in the air, all the time. Usually, you don't even see it, but it's a good idea for people with asthma to stay away from this dust. I'm getting out of here. There's always dust in the air, even in air that doesn't look dusty. Sometimes you might notice this normal dust in the air in a bright beam of light. Back to you, asthma guy.
Thank you, Sujin. If any of these tiny particles in the air are breath stealers for you, you probably have allergies. Allergies make you feel sick when you breathe in certain things, like dust, pollen, or animal dander. And maybe when you eat some foods, too. If you have an allergy to something, doctors say you are allergic to that thing.
Welcome to Asthma Challenge, the game show that tests your asthma knowledge. Now, here's our host, Asthma Guy.
Okay, asthma challengers, watch closely. We'll show you several video clips. If you spot a breath stealer in the scene, sound the noisemaker on your podium and shout out the breath stealer when I call on you. Ready? Here we go.
I see one.
What's your answer, Sujin?
A cat. Cats are breath stealers for many people with asthma, including me.
Very good. Anyone else?
Cigarette smoke. That can be a breath stealer. It sure is for me.
Good. Cigarette smoke is a bad breath stealer for almost everyone with asthma. Do you see any more breath stealers?
The rubber chicken?
What makes a rubber chicken a breath stealer?
Maybe not.
We fooled you there. That's a trick clue.
Wait, I've got a real one. The carpeting and the drapes are on the windows. They can become breath stealers.
That's right. But for extra points, can you tell me why carpeting and drapes can be breath stealers?
The carpeting and the drapes can collect dust, and dust is a breath stealer for lots of people with asthma.
Very good, Jamal. For additional points, what can you do to cut back?
Run the vacuum cleaner. You should vacuum the carpets often and clean the drapes often so dust doesn't build up.
Very good. My, we have a strong group of contestants today. Okay, who spots a breath stealer?
Flowers. They create pollen, which can be a breath stealer.
Plus, that man is cutting grass. Grass gives off pollen.
In cutting the grass, there's a lot of dust particles into the air, which can cause asthma trouble.
Very good, contestants. Anything else? You are still missing 2 breath stealers.
The math teacher, I think I'm allergic to algebra.
Sorry, but you can't be allergic to numbers. Math could stress you out, which might make your asthma act up in certain cases, but that's not the breath stealer we're looking for.
Ooh, I have it. Pollution. Pollution could be a breath stealer. There's a smokestack in the background, and the exhaust from the bus. That's pollution.
Very good, Jamal. How did you know that?
I have a friend who lives right beside the factory. Whenever I go over to her house, my asthma starts acting up.
If you have asthma, you need to become a breath detective to figure out your breath stealers. Now, let's look at one more scene. What breath stealers do you see here?
That polish she is using. Those sprays give me asthma problems whenever I'm around them.
And the vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaners raise a lot of dust in the air, which causes asthma problems for lots of people.
Right. Vacuum cleaners cut down on dust, but strangely enough, many people with asthma have trouble when the vacuum cleaner is running because it kicks up the dust in the room. It's often best to just stay away when someone is using a vacuum cleaner.
And the dog. I really like dogs, but they make my asthma act up.
For extra points, do you see anything you could do in this room to cut down on dust?
Plastic covers. We put a plastic cover around my mattress and on my pillow. Then we put a regular bed sheet and a pillowcase over the plastic cover.
That's a great way to cut down on dust and fight allergies. Anything else?
We wash the sheets and pillowcases that go over the plastic cover once a week.
I have to hand it to you kids, you're good. One of the toughest things about having asthma is learning what your breath stealers are. Once you figure out your breath stealers, it becomes a lot easier to control your asthma.
Your asthma medicines!
People with a major case of asthma usually take two kinds of medicine: anti-inflammatories and bronchodilators. You might be wondering what those words mean. These two types of medicine have simpler names. We call anti-inflammatories controllers, and we call bronchodilators relievers. Elena, tell us more about controllers and relievers.
People with asthma who need controllers take them every day, even when they're feeling great. Controllers keep you from having asthma problems in the first place, but you take relievers when you know you'll be around one of your breath stealers. You take your relievers as you need them and when your doctor tells you to. Asthma guy?
So, to review, you take your controllers every day because they help prevent asthma from becoming a problem. You take your relievers if you know you'll be around a breath stealer. You also take your relievers as often as your doctor tells you to. Now, contestants, on to round two. We'll show you a situation in which you might find yourself, and you tell me which type of medicine you take, controllers or relievers. Sujin, what kind of medicine should you take right before you go to bed at night?
My controllers.
Right. As a bonus, does any contestant know why Sujin takes controllers at night before bed?
Because people who need controllers should take them every day, even if they're feeling fine.
Because they help keep you from having asthma troubles in the first place.
Very good. Here's another. Josh, let's say you're visiting your uncle's house and your uncle smokes cigarettes.
Relievers. I have to take my reliever before I get near the smoke, so I won't have asthma trouble.
Should people with asthma smoke?
No way.
Yeah, right.
Cool gadgets, inhalers, spacers, and more!
Welcome to Asthma Jams, the music show for cool kids with asthma. Today we'll be doing our favorite dance, the inhaler. What do we use inhalers for?
Taking our asthma medicines.
And what kinds of medicine do we take with inhalers?
Both kinds, controllers and relievers.
Right. Does everyone with asthma use an inhaler?
Some people use a nebulizer, but most people use an inhaler.
A lot of people use something along with their inhaler.
Oh, I know what it is, because I use one. It's called a spacer, and I think it makes taking asthma medicines easier.
Some people use spacers with their inhalers, some don't. It depends on what you and your doctor think is right for you. One last question before we party. Why do most people with asthma use inhalers?
Because it's a great way to get medicine right into your lungs.
Okay, I'd say we're ready to party. In the first verse, we'll show the open mouth technique.
Yeah. Shake, shake, shake that medicine. Now take off your cap. Check the dust, yo. Open your mouth and breathe out. Hold the inhaler to your lips. Now breathe in slow and press the top. Then hold your breath till you count to 10. Take a puff. Yeah. Hold it in. Yeah. Yeah. Hold it in. Till you count to 10. 7, 8, 9, 10.
If you take more than one puff of medicine, please wait 1 minute between puffs. The second method for using an inhaler is the closed mouth technique.
Shake, shake, shake that medicine. Now take off the cap. Check the dust, y'all. Breathe out. Then close your mouth around the opening. Press the top and breathe in. Then hold your breath till you count to 10. Take a puff. Yeah. Hold it in. Yeah. Hold it in. Till you count to 10. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Josh, why don't you demonstrate an inhaler with the spacer?
Shake, shake, shake that medicine. Now check the dust, y'all. Connect the spacer to the inhaler and breathe out. Put the opening in your mouth. Push the top, breathe in deep through your mouth. Hold your breath until you count to 10. Breathe out into the bag, but you're not done yet. Breathe in again through your your mouth. Now hold your breath till you count to 10. Take a puff.
Yeah.
Hold it in.
Yeah.
Hold it in. Till you count to 10.
7, 8, 9, 10.
There are a bunch of different kinds of spacers, and all of them work a little differently, so check with your doctor, nurse, or asthma teacher about the right way to use yours. And come back whenever you like to live large with us here on Asthma Jam.
What to do in an emergency! Or know your personal asthma plan.
We return you now to Asthma World Turns, a family emergency.
Jamal's asthma's acting up again. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, darling. I feel like it's all my fault.
No, it's my fault, darling.
It's nobody's fault, Mom and Dad. I just have to check my personal asthma plan. Okay, it says here I should take 2 puffs of my reliever. If that doesn't help within an hour, we should call the doctor.
Our son is so intelligent.
He's a genius. Perhaps someday he'll become an asthma doctor himself.
Next on Let's Talk Asthma with Asthma Guy, what to do in an emergency.
So a personal asthma plan is important.
You bet. Your personal asthma plan tells you what medicine to take and when to take it, and what to do if you have an emergency.
Your doctor or nurse or asthma teacher will help you write down your personal asthma plan and explain it all to you.
If you don't seek medical help and you don't get educated about it, it makes all the difference. We know how to deal with it, and preventing it is what we want to do, not ignore it and hope it goes away, because it doesn't.
Don't slow down! Your peak flow meter is your friend!
Welcome to UASP, the ultimate asthma sports program. Our motto here at UASP, don't let asthma slow you down. As I'm sure you already know, there are excellent players in every sport who have asthma. These athletes are asthma eradicators. Asthma gladiators of stupendous proportions. Asthma doesn't stop them from being the best they can be. Go for it, asthma champs. Let's go now, live to the Asthma World Peak Flow Trials. Our asthma champs are standing by to explain the benefits of peak flow readings.
So Elena, what makes you a peak flow champion?
I check my peak flows every day, twice a day.
And how does that help someone who has asthma?
A peak flow meter is like a tire pressure gauge for your lungs. Your lungs can hold different amounts of air from day to day, depending on how well you have your asthma under control. So if your peak flow numbers start getting low, it gives you a clue that asthma trouble might be on the way.
How do you keep track of your peak flows?
You write them down in your personal asthma diary like this one. All the lucky asthma champs out there get a diary just like this in their asthma kit.
Thanks, Elena. Josh, please tell us more about recording your peak flows. It's fascinating.
As part of your personal asthma plan, your doctor, nurse, or asthma teacher will help you figure out your own colored peak flow chart. The chart is colored green, yellow, and red, just like a stoplight. Your peak flow score is in the green zone. It means go. You're doing great and asthma isn't a problem. Your peak flow score is in the yellow zone. It means be careful. You might need to take some extra medicine to stop asthma problems.
Well, it looks like you're in the red zone today, so I think you ought to go see the doctor.
If your peak flow score is in the red zone, it means stop and get help because you're having asthma problems. You should tell a grown-up and get help for your asthma right away.
We do peak flows regularly, usually daily. It varies for us. We do it several times a day if he's having trouble, because we want to see how much it improves after an inhaler or after some medicine. So we'll do it both before and after he takes the medicine.
A peak flow meter is a sort of like a human tire gauge. Instead of measuring cars' tires, how much air they have in, it's measuring how much air you have in your lungs.
There's something called a personal best. That's the best peak flow reading your lungs can get. That's what you compare your everyday readings to. Your doctor, nurse, or asthma teacher will tell you about figuring out your personal best. As you can see, taking your peak flows is a lot of fun, and it helps you beat your asthma.
Thank you, Sujin. Go for it, Elena, Josh, and Jamal. I hope you all met your personal best today. And remember, all you champs in the audience, asthma doesn't have to slow you down.
But he's not had any problems at all. I am so happy too. My granddad had asthma. My oldest brother has it, and you know, he deals with it. You can live with it. It's something you can live with.
Go for it!
Good news, contestants. You all know so much about asthma that you're all declared winners. You are all beating your asthma. Remember, asthma is something you have to beat every day, but judging by how well you did today, I think you're off to a great start. And now for your prizes. All our winning contestants get to take home and keep these wonderful asthma kits. Asthma kits are specially designed for the cool kid with asthma. You can take all your asthma stuff with you in your asthma kit. There's plenty of room for your inhaler and spacer, your medicine, peak flow meter, and asthma diary. You can take it to the school, the park, the basketball court, your friend's house, anywhere and everywhere you go. It's also a great way to organize your asthma stuff at home. Congratulations! And we'll see you next time on
Asthma Challenge.
Guess what, kids? You hit the jackpot. You get an asthma kit to keep too. Use it to be a cool kid with asthma. Thanks for joining us here on Asthma World. Come back anytime you want to review this cool stuff about asthma, or if you just want to hang out with us again. See ya!